Now I could wait and spend a little time and let this thing kind of sew out in the background, but I'll take the opportunity to show how cool the percent restart function is. So I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to make sure my needle is up. And then I'm going to do a percent restart. In this feature is so completely different from version 2 that you will have to just learn how nice this really is. You press percent restart. Are you ready to do a percent restart? Okay. When you say OK, it unlocks the carriages, and on the screen you can see the current location of the carriage with the blue crosshair there, and you can see the location of the cued point, which is that orange dot. Now the orange dot is usually a bit ahead of the current location of the carriage, because that again is the cued coordinate that's in the QBOT head. So I'm going to push the back 1 node arrow, and you can see that orange dot is going node by node back through the design, 1 node at a time. I'm going to hit now the 10 node. I'm going to jump 10 nodes at a time, going backwards. And then I can go back 100 nodes at a time. Now you may find, since I'm already back at 0, I'm at the beginning point, if you jump with the 100 nodes, depending on the complexity of the design, you'll just see this orange dot going all over the place. And the idea, I would say, is, if it was really kind of close, get it close and then start using the one arrow just to see that that's where you want to be. But I want to jump ahead. I want to get to the end of this design because I want to show you some of the features that we have after quilting. So I'm going to press the percent value button at the top, and I'm going to dial in a percentage at 90. It's going to go to 90%. You know what? I'm going to go to, let me go to 95%. And I'm going to then arrow ahead 1 at a time. I'm just going to press and hold it. And I'll go 10 nodes at a time. And get close to the end, right here. Say I want it right. You know what? I want it right in there. Now I've got the blue crosshairs, and that's my current carriage position. And if I had a really ornate design or complicated design, and moving the carriage would help me choose the right position, I can move the carriage and see that change in the blue dot or the blue crosshairs, and that's kind of a neat feature. And then say I had to zoom in just to make sure I was in the right spot. I can zoom in, let it re-render, turn my pan and zoom off, and then I can move back and forth and say, yep, that's the exact node I want to go to. Then I just press the move to restart position. It processes the design, moves to that exact point, and then you're ready to go. So what that means is there is no more hovering and then stopping and then choosing different percent restart numbers or anything. You just choose the node where you want it to go, press move to start or move to that restart position, and it goes right to that point. And then I press go, and it continues. And at the end of quilting, it plays a little chime, and that is that. That's how easy it is. So now we have a choice. We can save the pattern again, We can do another, which was a version 2 term. It's really chaining. I wouldn't chain on this particular pattern. I might want to do an overlay. And we've done some really neat stuff with overlay, which is better shown with an edge to edge, but I'll show you kind of what we can do here with this particular design. If I hit overlay, I can either move to the start point and do a true overlay, just redo it, or I can modify it. And when I modify it, I can use my gesturing, grab that design, shrink it, modify it as if it's its own little design, separate design. Say I want it down in there. Say I was doing something silly like that. There, I can place it right there. Say done. Move to start point. It processes the design, then moves the carriage down to the start point and treats that modified overlay as its own design. Press go, and just like we did it the first time, it's going to quilt it out again in that location. Just that simple. I'm not going to quilt all through this. I'm just going to pause it, and I'm going to say end, and all quilting data will be lost. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Finishes up, and it takes you back to the main menu where you can begin quilting again.